So when God finished talking to him, he went offered up a burnt offering, that's first fruits, and a peace offering, and made a feast of all his servants. Then came there two women, and this is what we want to focus on, these two women. They was harlots unto the king. Now, I never knew that these women was harlots until I read it last night. These two women was harlots. Prostitutes.
That's what you call prostitutes.
They was prostitutes. Unto the king and stood before him. And the one woman said, "O my lord, I and this woman dwell in one house." So now we know these two women was living together. We know they weren't lesbians. And so, because the story gonna let us know they weren't lesbians. And I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house. And it came to pass the third day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also. And we were together. There was no strangers with us in the house. So they said, well, nobody in there but this say we two in the house. And this woman's child died in the night because she old lady. So now if you have a newborn baby, would you be able to tell your baby from somebody else's?
Yeah.
You're gonna know your own baby. Yeah, I don't care if he ain't but 2 or 3 days old. You're gonna know your own child. And she rose at midnight and took my son from beside me, while thy handmaid slept. She must have been like me. She was sleeping hard. Somebody gonna come and take your child while you sleep. While thy handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. And when I arose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, so that right there that you know you're supposed to nurse your babies. Somebody came up with a baby bottle. It was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son, which I did bear. So, did you have a comment, Ellen?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And the other one said, nay. But the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, no, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Thus they spoke before the king.
What? She took that baby, she slept on her baby Keebler, didn't she? And then when she woke up, she was gonna get this here woman baby
She
while
got
she
that
was
woman's
asleep.
baby.
Got that woman baby while she was asleep.
No, that
Was
woman's
gonna keep
baby.
it. And she know that wasn't right. But she got steal that baby. She stole it though, didn't she?
Then said the king, the one says, this is my son that liveth, and the son is the dead. And the other said, nay, but thy son is the dead, and my son is the living. So now they got a debate going on about who got a living son, who got a dead son. Now they standing before the king. And the king said, bring me a sword. Now the king, this was drastic. Sometimes you have to take drastic measures when you're dealing with a situation. You have to be drastic, because that's the only thing that's going to be effective.
Amen.
You have to take drastic measures. We are in a time where people do not want to take drastic measures to solve situations. Some people say, well, I'll just shut up and won't say nothing. And then some people say, well, it ain't worth it. Well, Solomon is taking drastic measures here. He said, bring me a sword. I'm going to starve this problem. So they brought him a sword, and they brought a sword before the king. So we see here Solomon didn't have his sword on, but somebody brought him one. And the king said, divide the living child. That's drastic. Divide the living child.
I wouldn't want that. No woman would want
I believe he didn't believe that he had to do this, but he was gonna do it and then believe that the real mother gonna holler out.
They gonna find out who the real mama was, cause when it get down there, the real mama's gonna say give the whole baby to, cause ain't nobody gonna fight no baby up, and ain't nobody gonna take half of no baby. The real mama said that she want to give her the whole baby, just ready, just give it to her. Oh Lord, have mercy. Ooh, Jesus, help me somebody. Almighty. And she gonna give her that whole baby. She ain't nobody gonna buy that baby.
Milo.
Oh, Jesus, mama.
So who instructed Solomon to do this? God told Solomon to cut this baby in half. Because God said, I'm going to give you what? Wisdom and understanding and knowledge.
Yeah.
So Solomon is listening to God, and God said, this sword, cut the baby in half. Now, if nobody had to back down, he could cut that baby in half.
Lord, help me.
And so, when God is giving you instructions, just follow it. Don't ask God, well, God, you know that? You know, they done put me in jail for murder. Just like people used to tell me, you beat your kids, you're going to go to jail. I'll go. Because I'm going to beat them if they need beating. So, sometimes...
They said they tell you social service got to get you. They tell you social service got to get you if you beat them.
That's what they said, but you know, I don't believe in social services. I believe in God.
Well, we had social service, we had children for social service.
We sure did. Wasn't no social service back here to tell Solomon not to cut this baby in half.
Right.
So he done said in public, okay, I'm just going to cut this baby. They didn't run and say, dial 911, get the popo.
But see, he had to do that in order to know.
To solve the problem.
Yeah, put that in.
He had to solve the problem.
Yeah, to solve.
See, if God said it, then that's it.
That's it. When God says something, that's it. So he getting ready to cut this baby in half. Now the real mother, rather than see the baby die,
Jesus
just gave up the rights to the baby.
That's right.
Now how many of us in situations would give up our rights to have peace or to solve a problem?
Here we go.
So the real mother said, well, rather than see the child just die. Because see, she's already lost her son, somebody stole her son.
That's right.
So she said, well, I just let her have it. Rather than see the child, I would rather give life than to take life. And so she just said, okay, she can have the baby because I don't want the baby dead. So Solomon said, okay, that solved the problem. Take your baby and go home. Now, so we see the wisdom of God. And when we are listening to God and following God and we're talking to people, if we say drastic things, then the people that's around us should understand if God is using a person or God is trying to bring a person to the truth, he takes drastic measures at times to solve a problem. Now let's go to 2 Kings 4 and we're going to look at another mother. Anybody want to comment on this situation?
Just thank the Lord.
I think too it goes back to what we were talking about last week, kingdom decisions, and how you gotta seek God to make a decision in extreme situations. A lot of times in extreme situations, this is what I have found with myself. If you get in fear, you're not gonna hear God.
Right.
And the woman, she had to make a decision what to do too. She knew that she needed to go to the king. So she had to make a wise decision too in order to get her baby back.
Right.
So we gotta, even in a crisis situation, you gotta remain calm so that you can hear a word from the Lord and hear what the Lord is saying, and tune out all these other voices. She could have just really took the other woman's word for it. But she knew that wasn't her baby.
That's right.
So when you in a drastic situation and you know you need an answer, you have to calm down, get fear off of you, so that you can hear what the Lord is saying.
So we learned in this story that you have to know where to go to get the help you need. You have to know where to go. Because these was harlots, so they knew a lot of people. So they didn't go to none of the people that this woman did. She knew the source, where to go get good wisdom.
And too, a lot of times as mothers, especially with our kids, we think we can solve all their problems.
Right.
We can't solve all our kids' problems.
Sure can.
Sometimes they need to go to somebody else, because sometimes they're not going to listen to you. And sometimes you need to just let them alone and let them make a choice for themselves. Because mothers, I think, are prone to, especially when your kids get a certain age. When they're little, that's different. But once they become grown, you sometimes just got to leave your kids alone.
Right.
And let them figure it out, or go figure out how to get an answer from the Lord. You can just tell them every move to make.
Right.
Because they're not. A lot of times they're not listening anyway.
Also, we learned that you cannot connect to bad people. Now, these two people was roommates. They lived in the same house, but one stood for truth, what was right, although they was harlots, and one was just a liar. To the point she was willing to let that child die. That's a bad person. That you
But
know.
didn't she speak up and say, "Go ahead and chop the baby down"?
Yeah, she wasn't gonna back down. She lied to the very end.
Well, look what condition she was in, and she did what she had done to the baby.
Well, she had done killed one baby,
That's what I'm saying.
so the murder of another one wasn't no problem with her.
Well, she didn't kill her baby on purpose.
No.
I know she didn't, but I'm saying it still died.
Yeah.
And she didn't try to rectify it. It was called manslaughter in the first degree.
They don't have degrees in manslaughter.
Well, it was just plain manslaughter.
Involuntary manslaughter.
Okay, involuntary manslaughter of her own child. So losing that woman's child had no effect on her. So the people you connect with, you connect with wrong people, you in trouble. So we learned that from that story. Don't connect with, you need to run for your life. Get away from them people. Let's go to our story in 2 Kings. Anybody else want to come in on that one? We're going to go to 2 Kings chapter 4. And we know this story. It's about the widow and that went to the prophet Elijah, and her husband had died. And I'm going to ask y'all a question. Now, we done studied this because this is one of our prosperity scriptures. Now, we done studied this scripture down through the years, and we done heard this story over and over about the woman went to the prophet, and the prophet said, well, what do you, she said, they going to take my 2 sons and make them slaves, because that's what they done. They back in that time, they put their sons and daughters up for security for a loan. So, like, if I want to get a loan, I can put Mark up for security.
Let's do it.
I'm glad that law is not in effect anymore. so she couldn't pay the debt. So they was gonna come and take her sons from her. So I'm gonna ask you all, have you ever thought about what age was these sons?
I don't know, but I believe they was old enough to do what,
To be workers.
yeah, to be workers, 'cause they got those, they went to everybody's houses and got those, water pots and everything, and so they have to be up of age, maybe.
So you see, mothers
Do.
will take care of their children, good mothers. Now here this woman is, she could have said, well, this come on together. This come on together because we owe the debt. So this come on together. And that's what people do. They say, well, this come on repossess my car because I owe you. They don't try to find a way out of the situation. They don't seek God. So here again, this woman knew where to go to what?
Get
To
help.
get help. You must know where to go to get help. And if you do not know where to go to get help, you're going to always be in trouble. So she goes to the man of God, and she's in a drastic, traumatic situation. She get ready to lose her 2 children. So now she lose her 2 children. Who's gonna take care of her? If you lose your kids, who's gonna take care of you? Nobody.
Foster home, foster care.
Foster care. Probably gonna live in the shelter. Or something, because you don't have nobody left to take care of you. So you're in debt, you don't have any money, you have no resources. So, but you gotta know where to go. So she goes to the man of God. And she never puts herself out here to get help. It's never about her. Because when you help people, it's not about you. It's always about somebody else. When if you're going to help people, it's not about you. It's about people. So this woman is going on behalf of her sons. And she goes to the man of God and she gets an instruction. What does Luke 11 and 9 tell us to ask? Once you ask, you got to get an instruction. Then you go seeking. Because the answer is you're going to find, and then you're not door going to be open. So we see that principle here in this story. She went to the man of God, she asked, she got an instruction. He said, what do you have in your house? When you want something from God, it seems like you are always the one that has to give something. Isn't that the way it seems? Well, you have to remember God has already given. If God is asking you for something, He has already given. Because God is not going to ask you to do something that He hasn't already done. So the man of God, he knew the principle of sowing and reaping. So she had to sow something to get something. If you want something, you got to sow something to get something. So this woman is not wanting money. She not wanting money.
She won't wear 2 shoes.
She wanting her sons. So we have a misconception about giving. Because if we had based it on the fact that you reap what you sow and that the need is within the seed, her son's seed had to be something of value, something of money, something that was going to bring in increase in revenue. So the most important thing in that day was what? The most important thing in their economy was what? It was oil and grains. Is that your stuff? Because they lived in an agricultural setting. So she had oil in her house. She didn't have an oil well. She didn't live in Texas and had an oil well.
Well, it wasn't that kind of oil.
No, it wasn't, but it was oil. It was in that culture, that kind of oil was very important. Because that's how you had to do your lighting. They cooked with that oil. They done everything with that oil. So it was very important in that culture. So she said, well, all I have is this little cruise oil. Now, if she had went by what she could see, she would just die. Because she didn't have nothing. No, she didn't even have pots and pans. And he said, he gave her instructions, borrow pots from your neighbors. He said, don't just get a few. So she sent them 2 boys throughout the neighborhood and collected every pot. She had a room full of pots.
Mm.
Now, if God gave us an instruction like that today, you think we would obey it?
God said it.
If God said it, I'll do it.
If God said, go get the pots from all of your neighbors. Well, first of all, some people gonna say it's too hot. I can't go walking in the neighborhood. Because I can imagine back then they didn't live like people do. They close together.
Lord,
They probably had to go some distance.
living miles away.
Yeah, to pick together all them pots up. And so they obeyed an instruction because this mother was concerned about her children. So, since it's Mother's Day, you see that mothers, most of the time, and I've met mothers and their sons be in prison. And they still say he ain't guilty. And the courts done found him guilty. Everybody in the neighborhood know he guilty.
Might as well say it.
But his mama saying he ain't guilty.
Might as well say he guilty, he guilty.
That's just how mothers are.
My son, your son, anybody's son.
That's right. If you're guilty, you're just guilty.
You need to pray and get it straight and get it right.
That's right. Need to repent. The best way to get God in any situation, just repent and say, Lord, I'm sorry. Forgive me and keep trucking. Now we're going to look at one more situation about a mother. What time it is? I don't want to go over my time.
Oh, you still got time.
Okay.
Got 20 minutes.
Okay. Now, this has always been so amazing to me where we're getting ready to go. Now we're going to go to St. John, chapter 21. And we're going to see a great lesson about mothers in this portion of scripture. And this is when Jesus is being crucified. In fact, he's on the cross. And we all know the story. How they had whipped him. They whipped him, and they whipped him till some said his back looked like a field that had been plowed. So that was a terrible beating. Now this man had been beat. He had done been to about 4 or 5 trials. They done put a crown of thorns on his head. Blood is coming out of his head, streaming down his face. He is now hanging on the cross, and they didn't tie his arms up on there. They nailed his arms to the cross, and they nailed his feet to the cross. Not only that, they had took a spear and pierced his side. So he had a wound in his side, and blood and water was pouring out of that. And he is hanging there on that cross. And so they said his face had been where it looked like it had been marred. It had been marred. It was so disfigured that they couldn't even recognize him. His face was so disfigured that they didn't even recognize him. And So Jesus is in a bad, bad place. A bad, bad place. He's hanging on the cross. His hands nailed to the tree. His feet nailed. He's got a crown of thorns on his head. Blood is dripping down his face. Blood is coming out of his hands.
Jesus.
His heart and lungs has swollen up. That's the condition this man is in. His feet been nailed to, and his body is suspended, and the gravitation pull on his body is tremendous. He's hanging there on that cross. Now, if that had been me, I probably wouldn't have been saying doing nothing but hollering and screaming. Because I have low pain tolerance. But the Bible didn't say Jesus was on the cross doing all of that. In 21, let's look at verse 24. No, we're going to go back to verse 21. Then said the chief priests of the Jews to Pilate, write not the king of the Jews, but that he said, I am king of the Jews. Pilate answered, what I have written, I have written. Then the soldiers, when they had crucified Jesus, took his garments and made 4 parts, to every soldier a part, and also his coat. Now the coat was without seams, woven from the top throughout. They said among themselves, let us not tear it, but cast lots for it, who it shall be, that the scripture might be fulfilled, which said, they parted my raiments among them, and for my vesture they did cast lots. These things therefore the soldiers did. Now there stood by the cross of Jesus his mother. Your mother gonna be with you when nobody else is.
Now, what verse you been reading on?
I'm on verse 25 now. I started at verse 21. So at the cross, when Jesus was being crucified, was his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Peter, and Mary Magdalene. Now, they don't name any other of his disciples. Except for one, they're going to name one later on. So at the cross, we see Jesus' mother is at the cross. Mary's sister is there. And Mary, they must have named everybody Mary during that time. Peter's wife and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus therefore saw his mother and the disciples standing by, it said the disciple. So far as we know, it was only one of his disciples was at the cross when he was crucified. And that was the youngest disciple.
You at 25.
I'm on 26 now.
Verse 26, chapter 21, St. John, the 21st chapter.
My book, my Bible, it says St. John.
It's got John.
Yeah, it got John.
When Jesus therefore saw his mother and the disciples standing by whom he loved, he said unto his mother, Woman, behold thy son. So now, Jesus has made provision for his mother at his death. So how many people you know makes provision for their mama before she dies? Most people probably don't even think about making provision for their mama because they're going to assume that they're going to outlive their mama. Well, how many know that's not always true? Right. So, how many people really be concerned about their mama and to think that, well, if I die, who's going to take care of my mama when I'm gone?
Because some of them, they have a see after their mom. I've known a lot of times they take the cash in their insurance policy.
They
And
do.
everything. Then when the poor woman die, she ain't got. They have to beg for money for the burial.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
And so Jesus on the cross in that devastating state he's in, his mom is on his mind. He finds somebody hanging on the cross to look after his mom. And then he said to the disciple, behold thy mother. And from that hour, that disciple took her into his own home. Now, most people don't want their mama in their home with them. Now, he telling this disciple is taking somebody else's mama in his home to take care of her. Because the son is dying and not going to be there. After this, Jesus, knowing that all things was now accomplished, that the scripture might be fulfilled, said, I thirst. And there was set a vessel full of vinegar, and they filled a sponge with vinegar, and put it upon hyssop, and put it to his mouth. When Jesus therefore had received the vinegar, he said, it is finished. And he bowed his head, and he died. So, right before he died, he was concerned about who?
His mother.
So how many people really are concerned about their mama?
Mhm.
I am.
Amen.
Amen.
When you concerned about your people, you're going to do something. You're going to have some action. You're going to take care of them. You're going to go by to see them. You're going to go by and ask them, can you do something? You're going to give them some money. You're going to do something for your mama. And I get to you, we got some people that got mothers today, they ain't going to even go see their mamas. They ain't going to spend no time with them. I just heard of an incident where on Easter, this woman, none of her family came to see her, especially her kids. Now, most people go see people on Easter. But some people have just got away from caring about people. People so involved with themselves. They just be concerned about themselves. But here Jesus is dying on the cross for something he didn't do. He's not guilty of any sins. He's dying on the cross. But he's made provisions for his mother.
Jesus.
So we need to take care of our mothers. It doesn't matter what they done, they still your mama. It don't matter. In the first story we talked about, those women was what?
Harlots.
They was prostitutes. But God was still concerned that they get what? Justice. God is concerned about everybody being treated right. And we have to get back to treating people right. Not because it don't matter what they done to us. It doesn't matter if they mistreated us. Jesus on the cross, he looked down and he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So we got to learn to forgive people because they don't know what they're doing.
That's right.
So you just have to forgive them and love them and treat them right and keep going.
Go right on.
Any comments, Pastor?
And I just want to say that when you are nice to people and treat them right, it goes a long way. My son Dante is in the Navy, and he's not deployed, but he's underway. But he texted me like 5:30 this morning to tell me Happy Mother's Day. That blessed my heart. I mean, because I keep my phone right beside my bed, so I heard the text when it came in. I didn't know what it was, so
You seen another text too? You seen another text?
Yeah, so I had to go to the bathroom, so I just took the phone in there with me, and it was him telling me Happy Mother's Day. So, I mean, just to be nice, to be a blessing to somebody.
Right.
And it ain't always the amount or the cost.
Mm-mm.
It's your heart.
Right.
And my other kids, you know, have all told me, Charlene sent me something I saw was coming in the mail today.
Mm-hmm.
And Zach texted me too.
Mm-hmm.
So they not gonna get to be here, but they have, you know, wished me a happy Mother's Day. And that means a lot to me.
Right. So it's not that you looking for them to do great things, but just be nice. Just respect your mother. And you never miss your mother until she's dead, I'm telling you. You will never miss your mama until she's dead. And there is no calling her back. I mean, well, mine not calling me back. I was dead, I can't go for real. I guess they said, well, we better get her back because we don't know what to do. So we do have power to raise the dead, but can't raise the dead all the time. Because the Bible says it's appointed unto men once to die. After that, the judgment. So I hope you enjoyed the enlightenment this morning, and hope you have been enlightened on some about mothers. Just go for it.
I know there's some people, they got their real mother, but they are more close to their grandmother than they are their real mother. I've heard, you know, some people say it, you know, their grandmother seems to be, feel to be like, you know, really their mom.
Right.
You know, and that's just how close, but then even still, you still got to think about your mom.
Right.
You know.
So I'm going to turn that to the hands of the pastor.
Amen. Let's give the apostle a hand for that wonderful lesson this morning. Thank the Lord for all of you that were able to make it this morning. We, since it is Mother's Day, we're not gonna keep you guys here. We're gonna go ahead and dismiss for today after our Sunday school. But today is our seed offering day, and if you have your coins or whatever you've been putting in here for your seed offering, I want you can bring that at this time before we dismiss. Thank you all for taking time out to come today. What's today, the 13th, 14th?
Yeah, David wants me.
So again, we thank you all for coming and coming to enlightenment this morning. We're gonna let you off for the morning service so that you can spend time with your mother, or if you don't have a mother, your mother has passed on. We want to thank you all for coming today. See, some sisters go for us grandchildren.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well let's give them a hand.
Be with Granny.
Anybody have anything they want to say before we dismiss? We want to give you an opportunity if anybody want to say something to the mother or grandmother. We want to give you an opportunity to say it at this time.
Well, I just thank the Lord for being here, for being able to see another Mother's Day in my life, health, and strength.